And here is the Writer's Almanac for Friday. It's the 22nd of April, 2022. Today is Earth Day, a day first observed in 1970 at the prompting of Senator Keillor Nelson of Wisconsin. About 20 million people participated in the first Earth Day, April 22, 1970, and soon after came the formation of the Environmental Protection Agency, the Clean Air Act, Clean Water Act, the Endangered Species Act. It became an international event in 1990, events in 141 countries. In 2000, Earth Day was coordinated on the Internet. According to the Earth Day Network, Earth Day is celebrated, observed in some form by 1 billion people every year. It's the birthday of the Enlightenment philosopher Immanuel Kant, born in Königsberg, Prussia, in 1724. He was professor of logic and metaphysics at the university there, and never ventured more than 50 miles from his hometown. Immanuel Kant believed that travel was not necessary to solve the problems of philosophy. His most influential work, The Critique of Pure Reason, in 1781, in which he argued against empiricism and rationalism. It's the birthday of the legendary jazz bassist and composer Charles Mingus, born in Nogales, Arizona, in 1922. And it's the birthday of the poet Louise Glick, born in New York City, 1943. Her father, an immigrant from Hungary, helped to invent the X-Acto knife. She won the Pulitzer Prize for her collection The Wild Iris in 1992. Louise Glick, who said she tends to write poems that operate on a vertical axis of transcendence and grief, and who had a word of wisdom for young poets. She said, "It never gets easier to write." It's the anniversary of the first Oklahoma land rush in 1889, when the government opened up 2 million acres of land which it had promised would always belong to the Cherokee, opened it up to white settlement. And on this day at noon in 1889, a cannon was fired and about 60,000 white settlers came streaming across the border to claim land. Here's a poem for today by Cecilia Wallach, entitled On Faith. How do people stay true to each other? When I think of my parents, all those years in the unmade bed of their marriage, not ever longing for anything else. Or no, they must have longed. There must have been flickering, stray desires. Nights she turned from him, sleepless, and wept. Nights he rose silently, smoked in the dark. Nights that nest of breath and tangled limbs must have seemed not enough. But it was. Or they just held on. A gift, perhaps, I've tossed out, having been always too willing to fly to the next love, the next and the next, certain nothing was really mine, certain nothing would ever last. So faith hits me late, if at all, faith that this latest love won't end or ends in the shapeless sleep of death. But faith is hard. When he turns his back to me now, I think, disappear. I think, not what I want. I think of my mother lying awake in those arms that could crush her, that could have, did not. On Faith, the poem by Cecilia Wallach from her collection Late. That's the Writer's Almanac for Friday, April the 22nd. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.